Hey guys, it's back with JohnyTechReview and I hope you guys are doing well. If you have watched my previous video on keyboards, I have used some of the keyboard that was sent to me from a company called Whatgeek. It's an online website where you can buy a lot of do-it-yourself mechanical keyboard, and you can also buy different type of keyboard from them. If you look on Amazon and other places right now, there's a very popular brand called Ajazz, and they make a lot of different type of keyboard from the do-it-yourself where you buy in the kit, or you can buy the full build keyboard already pre-built. For me on this channel, I have done a lot of mechanical keyboard reviews before, some of which I buy and some of which were sent to me from the more popular brands such as Asus and Corsair, etc. To the less unknown Chinese rebranded keyboard name, etc. So in that journey, I have never gotten to the experience of building my own keyboard. A few years back, building your own keyboard will be a little bit more challenging because typically it requires you to understand a little bit of soldering and a few other things. But today, do-it-yourself keyboard are quite easy. Typically what you do is you get a keyboard and then you get switches that are basically plug and play. So you can put them in and take it out and you can swap the switch. And then of course keycap and O-ring and other thing on top of that. So when Whatgeek asked me, hey, are you interested in trying out one of these different type of do-it-yourself keyboard, I look at the various different offering that they have on their website and I pick one. Just a bit of a note, a trend that I noticed, sometimes depends on the sale, you can actually get these keyboard as a pre-built kit much cheaper than the do-it-yourself kit. What this means is that sometimes when you are buying the keyboard itself, the board, etc., the frame, and then you buy the keycap and then the key switch itself, together that will be more costly than a pre-built that with very similar quality or component. Just keep that in mind. So for my experience, the keyboard that I picked was the Ajazz AKC087. And this is a pretty nice keyboard and I'll show you the video here, but from my perspective, it's a really nice color. There was 3 color offering. I think it was white, beige, and blood, and I think I picked the beige color, which is the color that kind of fit the theme that I'm kind of going with here in my desk setup. And then for the keycap, I picked some of the cherry dice keycap. They were not the most expensive keycap on the website, but with my previous keyboard and all the blue switch and green switch, all these different kind switch, I wanted to give this keyboard a try with something not so expensive. And then for the keycap, I wanted to pick something a little bit more playful and a little bit more gamey, I guess, colorful, I guess. So the end result is my setup. So for the setup, the keyboard itself was roughly about $90. The keycap at the time I was doing the review, on sale it was about $15, so I had to buy 2 boxes of those for, I think they were like 45 keys or so. And so that was another, I guess, 30-40 bucks. And then there's the keycap itself, which was around another 50 bucks or so. So right now, together you are looking at almost $180–200-ish. I'll put the map on the screen. And then of course I also request for a coil cable. This is a USB-C coil cable that was really nice. They have different colors. Unfortunately, I wanted like a red color and they didn't have that, so I ended up picking this light blue color. So first let's talk about the build experience. For me, as a beginner in this space, I do not have any experience in building this. There was really no instruction that come included, but I watch enough video to kind of see how people build these. So as a beginner, for me, the build experience was relatively easy. So for me, that means unboxing and then go ahead and take these switches and insert them into the keyboard and then followed by the keycap. I'm not a fan of O-ring or anything like that, so I did not put any of those in. But the building experience, I would say the most complicated, or really rather most tedious part, is getting the right key in the right place. The keycap that I have has a lot of different keys, so therefore I didn't need to use that in this small compact build. But it took a while and they all got jumbled in shipping, so I had to kind of spend a lot of time kind of figuring out what go where. That was the part that took the longest, I would say. Overall, the build experience probably took me about 30 minutes or so to kind of put together, and it was relatively easy, and I think most people who is new in this space wouldn't have an issues doing this if they watch a video or 2 online. So next, let's talk a little bit about the quality of the keyboard. The keyboard itself is hefty. I don't know how many power it is, but it's completely made out of metal and it's pretty heavy. I would say it's like 4 or 5 pounds. It feels super heavy compared to any of the other keyboard that I have. And it it doesn't move around a lot. It's a pretty nice keyboard. The frame is nice. It has like what you call vent in between. Looks really nice. The switch itself was alright, again, from my experience of using it so far up to this point, typing experience. Compared to the Factor keyboard, I like that a little bit more. But this keycap is shallow, and you can hear from various different videos I put here that the sound seems hollow, but a lot of people didn't like that. But again, that's, I guess, based on preference. For me, the typing experience was pretty good because the typing or the actuation force is not very heavy on this keyboard, making it really pleasant to use. And my use case, by the way, is mostly just for work. I did not use this for gaming, but I would say in my gaming setup, I use a drop keyboard, and those actuation are a little bit harder, and it's not as pleasant. I do enjoy this lighter actuation on this keyboard. The keycap itself are pretty well built quality. I like the print, everything looks really nice. I think it's ABS. Only problem I found with this keycap, and I let the manufacturer, or rather the company, know already, is that instead of getting an F8 key, I got two F5. So I think that's a quality control issues. But yeah, that was the only downside. They have a lot of different graphic and symbol you can pick from regular text or graphic to use for the keycap, and I really like that. Now let's talk a little bit about features of the keyboard. The keyboard itself do not require any drivers to run it. You can install the software from Ajazz website, or the Whatgeek have the link to it. And with this software, what it allows you to do is update firmware, do a few remapping, and then you can also change the different LED colors scheme, and then also do a few other functionality. I'll show a little short video of that here. For me, I was not using the software because I think the user menu has all the information for you to really change the different lighting mode. This is an ARGB keyboard and key switches, so the color look really nice, and I think there's like 7 or 8 different mode. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, you can switch your thing to different mode by just using a function key and switching them, and also adjust brightness and a few different programming mode. The little user menu that comes with this little booklet, it has information there to help you to do that. However, if you are installing the software, well, you can change around the setting, and it's a little bit easier than that. My real intention of getting that software was because of one problem I encountered, and I want to talk about that right now. So the keyboard is also Bluetooth. Bluetooth, you can pair, I believe, up to 3 different devices. They have USB, Bluetooth, and then you also have the what you call RF dongle. So USB and RF dongle work flawlessly, no problem there. Obviously, you do need to plug the USB in if you want to charge the internal built-in battery. However, the problem that I encountered was, I don't know if it was a lag or a stutter, but for some time when I was typing, it's not really lag, but what happened is at the end of the sentence or word, an extra A is inserted for some reason. I tried to reproduce this multiple times, and it happened as I'm typing quite fast. You know, at the end of each word, there will be like an extra letter A, a character A for some reason. So I tried a few different modes. I plug it in and using the dongle, and that problem seemed to go away, but it still was there for a little bit, so it confused me a little bit on why. I thought it has to do with Bluetooth. And then I tried to reset it. The Bluetooth re-added it, and none of that really helped. I reached out to the company, and they suggest a firmware update, but at that time I already did that, and it didn't help. They suggest one more option after talking to the engineer, and that was to hit the reset button. There's a reset button on the software, and that was my real reason why I downloaded the software. There's a reset button, and after I hit that reset button, this seemed to fix the problem for both wireless and wire. So the problem seemed to not persist anymore, but keep that in mind if you are encountering this problem with this keyboard. In the fully wireless keyboard mode, battery wise, it lasts roughly about 2 to 3 weeks. If you turn the LED on and reactive mode, where it only come on when you are typing, perhaps a week or so. And if you are leaving the LED on like completely full brightness and everything, it's gonna last like a day. So keep that in mind if you decide to leave the LED on and using it wirelessly. So overall, that is my experience of building this keyboard and using it. I would say if you are on a tight budget, buy one of those that has come with all the pre-built, and then you can also swap out the key. But if you're looking to build this from scratch, sometime you might be able to get it on sale, but obviously you're gonna pay typically a little bit more, and you have more option there, of course, to pick the different switches, and you can mix and match them any way you like them. From my experience, it's a really solid keyboard to build on as a platform, and wireless, Bluetooth, you know, having battery. Those are really nice options, but do keep in mind there are limitations with the batteries and leaving the LED on all the time. The suggestion I would have for the keyboard itself is that the company should add a sticker at the bottom to kind of just give you a quick guidance, you know, on a shortcut key to show you, you know, how to change different functionality, etc. Because that little tiny user menu, you're gonna lose it. So having a sticker in the back would probably be nice. I know that come at a cost for manufacturing, but I think that would be nice. And yeah, other than that, I mean, if you are a beginner, use the software and it will really help you. So guys, that is my experience and review for this keyboard and the setup I have. I hope you guys enjoy this video and give it a thumb up. If you have any question or comment, leave it down in the comment box down below and subscribe for more future content. Thank you.